Nation of Fit in 10. Welcome to day 6 of the challenge, heading into the end of the first week. And I just want to say kudos to many of you. I can't say all of you, unfortunately, because I haven't got all of your food, your eating journals in. But I have a lot of people, and people are doing really, really good. Again, just a general reminder to try to eat real whole foods. A lot of you are doing this. The bulk of the food is coming from, again, just for lack of better description, natural sources, basically food that has been very much undenatured from its original state. And this is really the most important thing. Well, I don't want to say the most important thing, but it's really, really important that you do this. And the other thing I want to say is if you are struggling with protein, this is normal. Most people don't eat, in this case, 25% of their calories coming from protein. There are a couple of you that are asking for more protein, which is fine. I do increase the protein as the challenge goes on, not drastically, but it will go up to some degree. So just keep that in mind. But one thing I really want you to focus on is, in fact, getting those real whole foods, which I already mentioned, and getting in all your protein. The protein really is a game changer in helping to change your body composition, among many other things, including brain function and feelings of satiety, okay? So just, put that in your pocket and carry it with you. Remind yourself every day. Great question today. Somebody asked me, listen, if I'm expending extra calories in the day, why not inject extra calories for the day? And the reason I don't want you doing this is because I just want you to build up some consistency with your diet, where we've got this, what I would consider to be a reasonable amount of calories for each person. Maybe not necessarily so reasonable if you're expending a lot of energy, but on average, if we have these days where we are expending some extra calories per se, I don't know, say you go for a hike or something, this will certainly be offset by days where you will be, doing less activity. You will have those days, be it that you're sick, be it that you're stuck at your desk having to work extra, be it that you're whatever, you have some sort of engagement where you have to be seated most of the day, something like that. So we're really not trying to micromanage each day per se, although I guess you could argue that we are with food and everything. But we're not trying to at least get to the degree where we're trying to guesstimate, oh, did I burn extra okay, let me change my calories for this day or for today, whatever. So I just want you to build up a certain level of consistency, and we want to think about this as an average over time, okay? So now that's not to say to have some days high and some days low, right? And then you're like, well, I can just average it out. No, I still want you to work on that consistency. Again, happy medium every day, all right, when it comes to your food intake. Some of you, I notice, are having less food than I give you, and I feel like, could be wrong, I haven't asked some of you outright. Well, I've asked some of you, but not all of you. Some of you are not getting in all your calories, and this is fine if you're full. Like, if you are absolutely full, I'm not going to ask you to stuff yourself. Don't do that. But some of you are also holding back because you feel like eating less is going to be better. So remember, we have to think long term, and you might be able to sustain the lower calories right now, but over time, you're going to get hungrier, and when you encounter these periods of hunger, especially deep hunger, if you're doing major calorie deprivation, that is, your calories are much lower than I've given you, then you're gonna want to cheat. Okay, you're gonna want to eat some garbage. You're gonna really want to, fulfill it, and you might feel like you deserve it because your calories were even lower than what was set out. All right, so I want you to not do that. I want you to try to get all your calories with good, wholesome foods. All right. Now, like I said, if you are full, if you are absolutely full, and you just can't eat that amount, then don't. Okay, I'm not going to make you, obviously. All right. So I talked a little bit about this yesterday. I just mentioned it. Usually I don't talk about this till later in the challenge, but Nobody's asked me this yet, and I can't remember what the impetus was for me telling you this, but protein, especially high quality protein, really, it's not the end all be all, but it does play an important role in body composition change. And just kind of an interesting story here. The record holder in this challenge is was a 53. So she still holds a challenge, but she's no longer 53. This lady was 53 at the time, 53 or maybe 54 in fact. And she was vegetarian, and she introduced a lot more animal product into her, a lot of more animal flesh into her diet. And I don't think that it was a coincidence. Now, it could have been, because we're only talking about one person here. But this lady did go on, again, 54 years old, to hold the record in terms of the highest fat mass loss. And I do think that it was largely related to, at least partially related to, the animal protein intake. So I feel like there's something else I wanted to say about this, but I think I'll just leave it there. I understand. I don't want to argue I don't want to argue at all, obviously, but I certainly want to go through ethical reasons, because that's up to you, and it's not for me to tell you how to eat. But when it comes to bioavailability and nutrition, it is something that you may want to consider. All right, so that is eating some animal product. Okay, some beef, some chicken, some fish. Definitely good quality organic red meat and fish. Definitely those two. All right. So anyways, for what it's worth, I certainly don't want to push you if you are vegan or vegetarian, and I'm certainly not trying to be insulting to you. Okay. All right. That's all I want to say on that. Okay. Message of the day. And it kind of goes with a theme that I talked about in the beginning of this video. Long-term consistency over short-term perfection. Long-term consistency over short-term perfection. I do want to add one thing. We have had various vegan people do the challenge and be very successful as well. Okay, so I don't want to sit here and suggest that you can't do it being vegetarian or vegan. It just makes it harder, that's all. Coming back to my message of the day, long-term consistency over short-term perfection, okay? If you have days where maybe you messed up, maybe you self-sabotage, this happens sometimes, I don't want you to, focus on that. You've got to focus on the future, and you've got to think about more long-term consistency, okay? Stay positive and think long-term consistency. And we've got to put those highs and lows, those odd highs and lows, those odd obstacles that we're going to encounter, those odd bad days. You got to put them behind you, and you got to move forward, okay? But I will tell you, right, the more of those good days, right, those consistent days, they will add up over time, and this is what it's all about. It's all about a little bit every day, not a lot in a couple days, right? That's not what we're after here. Long-term consistency over short-term perfection, okay? Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, and for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.